Hey, welcome back. I'm Todd Smith with another video teaching you how to make money and achieve financial freedom with real estate investing. Over the years, I've been blessed to teach tens of thousands of investors from newbies to millionaires, so I know I can help you too. But before we get into today's topic, if you haven't done so already, I just want to remind you to check out my free 90-minute online training class about how to buy houses without cash or credit at realestateCashflowSecrets.com. I'll put that link and maybe some other resources in the description for this video. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button below this video. And for some reason, YouTube made it harder. So after you hit subscribe, you got to hit the bell and then you got to hit all to make sure that you don't miss out on any of the money-making information that I have to share with you, because I do upload videos regularly. Fair enough? All right, let's get started. In this video, I want to deal with the question, how much of an earnest money deposit should I give a seller in a real estate transaction? So first of all, I have never given a seller an earnest money deposit. The only time that I've dealt with earnest money and given earnest money is when there was a realtor involved. All right, so this is an important distinction. If there's a realtor involved, you're going to have to put up some earnest money. But even then, what I'm going to put in the real estate contract with the real estate agent is that the earnest money deposit will be due upon acceptance. Okay, so let's say that you're making 10 different offers through realtors, right? And the realtor's asking for $1,000 earnest money deposit on each deal. So that would mean in order to make 10 offers, you'd have to put up 10 grand just to make offers that may or may not even be accepted. So a better way to do that, to save $10,000, instead of having $10,000 tied up at one time, then you just say make each of those offers with the earnest money deposit due upon acceptance. So now your expenses just went down from $10,000 to zero. And a bigger problem, what if you don't have $10,000? Okay, so but maybe you got $1,000. So if you get 1 out of 10 of those offers accepted, then you're good to go, right? Because you got $1,000 earnest money. So you put up your $1,000 and act on the offer that you got accepted. The realtor never knows that you didn't have $10,000 if you would have got all of the offers accepted, right? They didn't know. It's none of their business. Now, let's get back to the thing of dealing with sellers on an individual basis without a realtor. I have never, the millions of dollars of properties that I've bought, I have never given an individual seller an earnest money deposit. So a lot of gurus have taught, a lot of realtors think, and a lot of attorneys think that you have to give money in a contract for it to be valid. In some contracts, it's as low as $10, which to me is just an insult. That I'm gonna, if I'm gonna buy a $100,000, $200,000, $400,000 house, and I'm just gonna give the seller $10, I might as well just not give them anything, right? Because what's $10? That's nothing. That's not a good faith deposit, in my opinion. $10 is nothing. So to me, the whole concept is ridiculous. So now, first of all, if you're dealing with sufficiently motivated sellers, the idea of earnest money in their mind is never even going to come up, first of all. So it really just becomes something that people say that you need to do to make the contract binding. But the truth is, you don't need money to make a contract binding. What you need is a legal term called consideration. And most people think that consideration has to be money, but it's not. And the bottom line is, your contracts have to be written properly to avoid this legal pitfall, where somebody says, oh, well, your contract wasn't valid because there was no money exchanged hands. Okay, so I'm going to give you some wording here that can help you avoid this legal pitfall, because again, all you need to make the contract valid, it doesn't have to be an exchange of money, it has to be consideration. So usually contracts will say something like, for $10 and other valuable consideration paid. And people who are looking at this think that, oh, well, the $10 is what makes it valid. Well, no, it's the consideration, because they're looking at it as $10 as part of that consideration. Or it might be $1,000, or it might be $5,000 for $5,000 and valuable consideration paid. Or in consideration of $5,000 blah blah blah, this, and then they go into the contract. So in consideration of a dollar amount, or for a blank dollar amount, and other valuable consideration paid. Well, guess what? If you look at the phrase that says for X dollars and other valuable consideration paid, right? But again, consideration doesn't have to be paid. So now I'm going to give you $1 million phrase right here. You can word your contract this way to eliminate the whole legality of earnest money being needed to make the contract legal. You could say something like, in consideration of the benefits that will accrue to each of the parties. Let me say that again. In consideration of the benefits that will accrue to each of the parties, ... blah blah blah. Okay? That's how you start out your contract. So now when you start out your contract that way, does it have a dollar amount? No. But what does it have? It has the legal word consideration. That's what you need. You need that legal word consideration. In consideration of the benefits that will accrue to each of the parties. Now accrue, it's ACCRUE. It's just a fancy word that means to be delivered to be received by, in consideration of the benefits that will be received by each of the parties, in consideration of the benefits that will be delivered to each of the parties, blah blah blah. Now, what kind of consideration could there be other than money? Well, why does a person want to sell in the first place? The people that I'm dealing with, a lot of them, money is not their motivation. So for that matter, it really wouldn't even make sense to put a dollar amount in for the earnest money, right? Because their purpose in selling might be because they got a job transfer and they want to keep their family together. The husband's living in Arizona and the wife's back in Columbus, Ohio, till the house gets sold, or vice versa. The wife gets a transfer to New Mexico and the husband's sitting here in Columbus, Ohio, watching the house until they get it sold, or whatever, or until the kids get out of school, or whatever. So again, in consideration of the benefits that will accrue to each of the parties, and then you go with that. So that's how you can write a contract without having to use any earnest money whatsoever. Now, obviously, the contract may say that I'm buying their property for $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, $400,000, whatever. The point is, I'm trying to prevent you from having to come out of money just to write contracts on properties that, and these contracts may or may not even get accepted. Okay? So, I just saved some of you guys tens of thousands of dollars right there. So show me some love. Show me some love on these videos now. And also give me some testimonials. Say, hey Todd, you know, I was doing it this way before and now I'm doing it your way. And guess what? Your way makes a heck of a lot more sense. Hey, thanks again for watching, and don't forget to check out any additional resources that I might have for you in the description section of this video. If you like this video, then show me some love with a heart on Facebook or a thumbs up on YouTube, and leave a comment below to let me know how the video helped you. If you have any real estate investing questions, go ahead and write those in the comments below, and it just may become the topic of my next video. And if you know anybody else that might benefit from this video, then go ahead and share it. Be sure to check out my upcoming videos, and until next time, may all your parents have rich children, and may all your children have rich parents.